Technique in art can be taught, but the art that adds meaning to your life can only be awakened. You have the seed of creative potential within you. That is why you long to feel that full-fledged version of your creativity. This video is about that magic of inner calling. What happens if you listen to it? And what are you missing if you ignore it? And top 3 ways you can use to actively listen to your inner calling and apply the wisdom it gives to you. Without wasting time, let's go. Hi, I am Parul, founder of RestartART. I help you step into the artist you know you are. Well, you don't get to step into that artist just by copying pretty stuff. You do that by listening to your inner calling, that inner wise guide that helps you to create fantastic, unique works. That inner voice is often silenced, ignored, and even gaslighted in this noisy world. In this video, we are going to go into the impact, the importance, the critical importance of that inner voice. And I'll share 3 powerful ways with which you can weave that inner voice in your art practice. So let's dive in. The other day, I was talking to a friend. They are fairly successful based on societal expectations. We were talking about world affairs, economies, art. Down the conversation, they said, let's face it, art does not matter. I had a lot to say as a response, but I chose to stay quiet because I could see where they were coming from, their conditioning. The thing is, our society is designed based on economic pulls and pushes, and those forces try to make some kind of commodity out of art and human beings. And the thing is, humans and art, neither of them are commodities. We bleed when we are forcefully forced to follow some kind of rigid structure. Art bleeds in the form of a cry for inner exploration. It shouts through the voids we carry in our hearts while longing for something meaningful. And humans bleed through meaninglessness, blandness, being lost in life, craving something which they cannot exactly pinpoint, feeling incomplete, trying to fill those voids with more and more activities, all the while feeling empty and confused. When we choose safety and comfort out of this fear of fully applying ourselves towards our inner calling, we not only spend our entire life working for somebody else's vision while ditching ours, we eventually start to crave for meaning. And that initial safety and comfort now becomes a problem. I heard this quote by Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. He says, Dostoevsky's claim was you don't understand human beings very well, because if you put them in an environment that was very comfortable, they will break it down to bits just to see what interesting thing would happen. What he's pointing at is something deep, which is we are not built for comfort and security. We are not infants. We are not after satiation. We as human beings feel most alive when we chase meaning. This meaning comes from our inner calling, and art helps us to access that very meaning. Art is not just about making pretty stuff. It is about coming home to ourselves. To make meaning, not noise, not for applause, but for truth. Technique in art can be taught, but the art that adds meaning to your life can be only awakened. Through RestartART, I am after that awakening of art. This search for meaning in life reminds me of this quote by Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. He says, if you listen to the call of your soul and pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient, you will transform. We instinctually understand all of this, but what hijacks our inner calling? I have identified 10 common blocks artists face. In this video, I will walk you through top 3, and remaining you can grab the entire list with solutions in the free mini muse manual, which is linked in the description box below. Now let's look into the top 3 issues in this video. The first issue is over intellectualization of everything. We overanalyze everything and don't leave any room to feel anything. That shuts the door on our inner voice. The language of our inner voice is inspiration, ideas, that inner voice that whispers through epiphanies. It is gentle. Whereas the noise of analysis, rational, logic, it shuts it down. You need to play on your team. You need to take your inspirations, those ideas seriously, and not be a bully to your own creative self. The next issue is perfectionism. We treat self-expression in a very clinical fashion, that it has to be correct, right, before you can, accept it. This very treatment robs you of your own freedom for creativity. Look around. In nature, whenever anything takes birth, it is messy. A seed unaesthetically breaks down to become a lush green tree one day. We as human beings falter so many times before we learn to walk, sing, talk, run, In this messiness lies the potential. It's a process towards beauty. You cannot ditch this messy process and expect something great. So allow yourself, give yourself the space to create in a messy fashion before you create great masterpieces. The third issue is around permission. We as creative people have this deep need to feel validated. We seek permission as if we need some kind of stamp that yes, this work can now be called an artwork. What I'm trying to say is, discuss your work, share it with other people, and please be mindful of this agency you have on your own artwork. Like a newborn is protected from any threats, in the same way your artwork, when it is newly, freshly created, it is equally sensitive and delicate. You can't just, expose it to anybody random. You can share it with people who have walked the talk, not just anybody random. You want constructive feedback on your artwork when you fully own your agency on your artwork. Don't risk your relationship with your work by just showing it to anybody and attracting comments which may affect that relationship. These were just the 3 issues that hijack our inner voice. I have discussed 10 issues with solutions in this week's mini muse manual. It is free to download. If you're interested, you can find the link in the description box below. Now let's look into what happens when we fully embrace our inner artist and walk on the path shown by our inner artist. When we pay attention and walk on the path shown by our instincts, we come face to face with our creative potential. It's a beautiful, magical unfolding of our own possibilities. When we listen to our inner artist, we give ourselves a chance to be seen, to be heard, to matter. It feels almost like a seed only you can see and feel. And the more focused attention and work you give to it, the more it grows. It takes shape based on where and how much you want to take it further. Listening to your inner inklings give birth to authentic art. It's a road into the unknown, which becomes known as you walk on it. It feels almost like a seed only you can see and feel. And the more focused attention and work you give to it, the more it grows. It takes shape based on where and how much you want to take it further. This is what art is all about. You build something solid, meaningful, which helps you to push and chase deeper meanings within. That chase develops resourcefulness and growth. During that growth, you feel something more than just happiness. a feeling of deep worth within. That worthiness naturally gives you groundedness, confidence, courage, and open-minded intelligence. The gift of art is not primarily in the end product, but it lies in what you become during the process. Here is a research that highlights the importance and impact of art on our mind, body, and heart. Psychiatrist Dr. James Gordon, founder of the Center of Mind-Body Medicine, found that drawing and other expressive tools helped reduce PTSD symptoms by up to 80% in trauma patients. He described it as releasing the fear that was frozen in the body. Now that you have understood the importance of listening to your inner calling, here are 3 practical ways to apply that knowledge. But before I share it, I want to say something. If you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, I would urge you to please hit that like and subscribe button so that this content reaches as many artists as possible. With Restart Art, I am on a mission to empower your inner artist. I want to reach creatives like you and help them bloom into their full brilliance. Here are 3 practical ways to help you to be and stay aligned to your inner artist. The first one is journaling. Journaling is your space, only your space. You can ask questions, you can vent, you can explore experiences, you can do anything. It is your space. In this space, you can see patterns emerging and see whether they are helping you or harming you. These patterns in regular life, we really are not able to observe that from a distance. But in journaling, it helps you to have that distance, to reflect on things. And not only you're venting, you're also observing yourself. You are able to correct yourself in the future instances based on learnings you get from your journal. It is a great, meaningful way to have your relationship as an artist within yourself, but also it helps you to open up new, deeper ideas to inform your art practice. So journaling is a beautiful way to take care of your inner artist and help it to express freely and openly. The next one is be big enough to create small. Taking small steps is strategic, it is effective, it is efficient. We as artists often desire to have undisturbed days where we can for hours and hours create work. But life is busy. It is crazy busy and it will stay so. So are we going to postpone our art practice, our inner artist, for a perfect day where everything will align itself magically? We deserve more than that. And that is where this strategy of dividing everything to ridiculous small size is helpful. It looks weird that just a line, just one color, just one texture per day or per situation, per try. But yes, that is the answer. In busy life, if you want to sustain your art practice, you need to be humble enough to break it down to small, really small pieces so that the momentum keeps on going. The compound effect keeps on helping you. You can say that, yes, I'm working and this will get finished by XYZ day. That happens with action, not by postponing and desiring some magical day. This one is my favorite. I want you to tease your muse with time caps. Hear me out. Usually, artists get inspired by muse and they create beautiful creations. I want you to flip that equation. I want you to tease your muse so that that muse keeps on serving you with a lot of inspiration. The idea is you put a time cap, a very small time cap of let's say 15 minutes per day, and you are allowed to create only in that time frame. Not a single minute before and not a single minute after. You have to stop right at 15 minutes. No matter how charged you're feeling to complete that artwork, you're going to stop there. Next day, that build up momentum, that build up thirst, that build up curiosity, the joy which is remaining from previous day will help you to spring more energy into your artwork. With this, you can keep on building that excitement for your artwork and use that energy which otherwise gets somehow spread thin due to various flow of time schedules and demands of life. So use this time cap to tease your muse, to spring your art practice in a great gear. I hope you found these practical tips helpful. Do let me know what challenges you face in your art practice. And if you enjoyed this video, you would absolutely love this video here.